Got it. So yeah, this is just us running through this. Basic summary was that it's a good game, but maybe not a good Silent Hill game. It's interesting. Um, so it's a good game. I don't necessarily even think that it needs to have the Silent Hill name attached to it. The combat, like I've said this before, and other people have said the same thing. It's strange for a Silent Hill game to be this like combat oriented, but at the same time, it's the best combat we've gotten in the game. It has an amazing story though. This is like one of the best horror game stories I've seen. Sounds on its own. It has nothing to the Silent Hill mythos. Yeah. Because other than the connection with the White Dahlia and near Shu's house, like trying to think like what else do we have that connects it? Oh, and Ibisugaoka can actually be translated into English to be Silent Hill. But druggies. I got nothing past that. Nothing. So there are some clear lore differences between it and other Silent Hill stuff, aside from not taking place in Silent Hill. Yeah. But I can definitely see how people feel that way though. Who knows what we'll get past this in terms of like the Silent Hill 1 remake that Bloober's working on, or what other Silent Hill games come past this. If we get more games of this quality though, and put the Silent Hill name to them, that tie it better to the other games, that'd be nice. I has always left the player wondering whether or not the entire thing was supernatural, just a trick of the mind. But I think it firmly grounds itself in magical realism. In terms of how we know that this is a lot of substance abuse, there is a lot of supernatural stuff going on so far that I can tell, where we have the whole gods apparently fighting over this town. So there's some kind of like cultish thing going on as far as I'm aware. But to what end, I don't know yet. I just know that most of this is taking place completely in Hinako's mind. Supernatural stuff definitely exists within the external lore. Not wishy-washy, maybe dreaming. Yeah. We just know that her mind is being affected by the red capsules that she's taking, which is similar to like being under the effect of the White Dahlia, because isn't that what's inside the plants? Or not inside the plants, inside the pills. It has the Dahlia. Aside from maybe ending one, which is probably the closest to a Silent Hill ending. I need to see what the other endings are, because that's where I am right now. I've only seen the ending where we have the purified sword, but we're not on our third playthrough. And then we have the unpurified sword, but we're not going for the other endings. We're just going for the unpurified sword one right now. See what it goes from there. Oh. Owie. Owie. Again. Owie. Yeah, these guys are pretty rude. That was a lot of healing right there. I know that it's something that I could talk about at length though, in terms of like how I feel about this game, because I love it. I think the game is fantastic. I was more skeptical about the fact that I had to do more than one playthrough, but now that I've gone through it a couple times, I'm like, you know what? It's pretty fun. Going through it again and again. And I guess that's kind of how I felt like the first time going through the other Silent Hill games to get those endings. First I was kind of not dismissive, but skeptical of doing it repeatedly, and now I'm kind of like, yeah, this is awesome. Hey, Makoto. I will say that if people do turn away from the game because they only wanted to go through it once and then they're left feeling like, what the heck was that? It makes total sense, and I can't blame them. Oh, we're not going this way. We don't need to go in here. We have no business being in this room. Because we're not going for that. We are going for the unpurified sword ending. My only major complaint was the combat, but you know that already. Yeah. Again, I feel like the combat is the best we've gotten in the series, but at the same time, I think that's more just because of age reasons. Like Silent Hill 2 Remake's combat was still, in my opinion, not bad. A little buggy here and there, but I think it was perfectly fine for what I imagined Silent Hill should be like. How's it going? Zaros, name your top 5 games you've played this year so far. Whoa. Man, what came out that we've played? Does anyone have a list of things that I've played? Because it's hard for me to even remember. I'm sitting here like, what have I done? How are you, Makoto? Camel decreases current max sanity consumed by charge attacks. Oh. That's nice. This is why I keep a list. It's good combat, but the question is whether or not it belongs in this game. Like, I wouldn't want the game to have Mortal Kombat side-scrolling button combos either. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's weird. Because it's like, we don't need that. It's like Resident Evil, when it had at most from Resident Evil 4 and 5, where hitting an enemy in like a certain spot would cause your character, if they got up to them, to do like an attack or something, like knock them over and whatnot, right? And then we go into the realm of like Resident Evil 6, where you're all of a sudden like going absolutely crazy with like melee combos and stuff. And then you go back to 7, where it simplifies it and it's like, yes, this is what I wanted. You know? I could argue that the reason why it is the way it is because of a lot of the game and how we're, you know, transforming and becoming more powerful because of the whole thing going on with us. But no, I'd have to really look into why they thought that this would be what they wanted and see if I can agree with that or not. There's games which lend themselves to a more robust combat system like Dead Rising. I feel like they should have focused more on combat and stealth missions enough. Oh. What? Oh. There. Yeah. Sorry, puzzles and stealth. Yeah. Oh, that's one thing that was missing, in my opinion. A diversity in the puzzles. Some of them are really good. Some of them are very difficult to follow. And I'm like, is that because I'm just uncultured? And I don't understand what some of these symbols mean? Or what this is? Because I'm not good with plants? Now, I was going to say that talking about putting in more combat, I'm like, there's already lots of combat. My biggest problem with the combat in this game is the I've talked about it before, the sections later on where you are forced to do combat. The moments where you are forced into those combat scenarios, like, don't get me wrong, some Silent Hill games, like Silent Hill 2 has spots where you are forced into combat through boss fights and whatnot, but this one has the most of those segments. And I didn't enjoy those in those games either. Like, ow. Like, boss fights are cool. But most of the boss fights in these games have always been kind of bad.
Get out.
That's also a real take. For games stop being scary when they become frustrating. Souls-like combat is a great way to frustrate players fast. Yeah. Oh, we definitely agree on that. That's why there's like a lot of horror games that I say if a horror game goes on too long, it becomes less, especially games where you're being chased by something. Those games become less about being scared and more being frustrated by whatever's catching you, especially when it's unclear why it's happening. And that is something I completely agree with. You can have puzzle boss fights like the Dollhouse and RE8. Yeah. That one was fun. Okay, we can draw more Omamori. Give me more, give me Mori. Will automatically perform a counter when the visual hint appears, but consumes max sanity when it is activated. When equipping, sanity will also recover at a slower rate. Okay. Like the first necromorph pretending to be a corpse is scary. The 18th one is just annoying. Yep. I go from being like, a body on the ground to just shooting them whenever I see them, or just ignoring them outright and being like, alright, that's clearly gonna get up. Like, there's only so many times that it's effective until it becomes just kind of annoying to deal with. On that, I completely agree. Also find it odd they have a weapon durability system, but most of the combat focuses on fox powers where you don't need it. Yeah. I'm gonna say on that, Scalaris, I completely agree. And the durability system to me just feels like, because there's no guns, and guns were what had limited ammo compared to the melee weapons. Since I no longer have a gun, I need to use some other way to like replenish my weapons. So a toolkit. You know? I completely agree with you, by the way. I'm just saying that that's probably why they're there, so that way you can feel some level of, oh no, I have to watch it with what I'm grabbing. It's like, why not just give me like 3 default weapons of different types and just call it there? It's like how in other older Silent Hills you'd have weapons that you would get, and not like in Silent Hill 2 Remake where they make you drop the stick and then you just have a pipe. That made me so mad when they just completely ditch the stick for the pipe. And they don't even let you get the great sword. Meanwhile, coming across your 3rd kitchen knife or metal pipe. Yeah, durability is dumb. If I bought a hammer that broke after using it 10 times, I'd go back to the store and I'd beat the owner to death. Probably not with that hammer. The thing is that someone asked me, like, so is it like a big issue when you're playing to have to deal with durability? And honestly, I was like, not really. Like, aside from like all the toolkits you find so many duplicates of weapons just lying around when you're playing. Even on Lost in the Fog, I was just like, oh, okay, this weapon's spent. There's another one right there. I have plenty on me. I never felt like, oh gosh, I'm running out of my durability. I like these conversations, and this is why I wanted to make that video that I did on the other game that I talked about, even though that one, not as many people have probably played it. That was more just an excuse for me to yap. Just so that way I can see how the video feels and if people would like it if I did more of them. There doesn't seem to be a reason enough. Yeah. More faith. Give me my more Oromamori. Dolphin slightly restores current max sanity after a perfect dodge. Oh, cool. Man. I wish I could have more than 5 of these on at once. Silent Hill F, GTFO, The Outlast Trials, Deltarune, Split Fiction, Final Fantasy VII, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Hollow Knight, Ghost Trick. Wow, you actually got all the games that I played. King's Quest, Castlevania, Resident Evil 6, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, Castlevania 2, Look Outside. Okay, top 5 games that we've played then. Looking at these. Oh wait, no, this is just half of the list. Oh gosh. Okay, there's more. I'll wait until you're completely done. In that case. Wow, I can already say Silent Hill F and Look Outside are probably the 2 best games that I played. Out of that list for my game of the year. I'm trying to avoid things that are older as well than, well, this year. Even though I don't play too many games that are brand new, do I? This is like a horror game. Everhood 2 I liked, but I don't think I'd consider it like a game of the year type feel, like a top game. It was kind of missing a lot of what made Everhood 1 special for me. Even though the music in it is fantastic and I still love listening to it, the story of it wasn't as charming. That's the word we can use. It wasn't as charming for the story. And I like having these discussions because I do love this game a lot, and it's good to have some critiques about something that you enjoy. Just because I loved it a lot doesn't mean it's like perfect beyond belief, and it's the next generation of gaming. There's a lot in here that I like that I hope that they implement for future games for Silent Hill. Especially like the way that they did the story. I think that was very strong. And I do enjoy the fact that the game changes from each playthrough, because that just plays on the whole thing of what is going on. And to me anyway. Oh, Clair Obscure Expedition 33. That's another game that's in my top 5. Definitely. That game is amazing. Oh, that game was so good. And I love people's comments about it. Like when people are like, Zaros, this game did something I never thought was possible. It made me care for the French. We play a lot of games in a year, don't we? I've tracked so far. The last time I counted, we had played over 150 games and completed them. There are some games that I still need to finish, and then that list would be a little bit higher. But yeah, we're at 150 right now, at least. And I think that's really cool.
You are breathtaking.
Dang, you get 2 first aid kits. Brother, do I need this much healing? I ask you, is this necessary? I still don't have enough to get all the Omomoris, though. Give me more.
Let us
Mori.
proceed.
Give me Mori. Did you get baby boy? Okay, I don't have to do anything here, so we can just chill for a bit. This is the walking simulator portion.
Behold, the others are celebrating us.
Walkie. Look, there's our sister. Hello. Sister.
I wish you all the best in your new life.
That has such, like, bless your heart vibes. Or bless your soul. Like, I see. I need to look up this Into the Dead game. What the heck was that? Oh, we never even played Into the Dead. I just said I would and I never got around to it. Oopsies. That's a mistake. Ah. Oh, we're at a cutscene now. We can skip. We're free.
You knew how I felt, but you kept deceiving me. I hate you with every fiber of my being.
There we go. That was weird. I jumped through her. I don't even know how that was possible. I'll heal just in case. Yeah.
Don't place a curse on you. You'll never know happiness.
Whether or not you're happy is up to you!
Okay, that was easy. That was way easier. Get clapped. Alright, now this is when we have to look out for stuff to grab, I think. Let me check. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So now on our way back, we have to look out for stuff to grab. Alright, so that one I can... Let's see. That one's in there, so I don't have to get that just yet. What do you mean? Where is Nart? Oh, well, I was looking at the wrong map. Whoops. Okay. It's not that far from where we are. Is there anything here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, we're moving on. Hooray!
It's like you said, Junko. I'm running out of time. Hang on, you two. I'm coming for you.
That sounded like a threat. You can do when you find them. I don't like the way she said that, guys. There's a bat. And like with all bats, I will ignore it. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. That's interesting. Can I... Hold on. Increase your abilities. Receive a random... I can't recover... I think on... Oh, I think on story mode, every time you go up to a shrine, it just automatically refills your energy. Your sanity. Okay, that was one of the notes we needed. The other version of myself and I have talked for many nights now. Through these fervent discussions, I have come to the conclusion that Hinako needs to speak to her inner self, just as I have. It's clear she's not currently in her right mind. Why else would she even consider accepting that farce of a marriage that has been pushed upon her otherwise? There's no point in trying to force Hinako's opinion to change. She must make this realization for herself for it to stick. If she could just talk to her other self within her dreams, I'm positive she could be led back to rationality. And then she would realize just who truly has her best interest in mind. That has to be from Shu, and that is a little creepy to say she'll see who really has her best interest in mind, unless it's just supposed to be like a way to be like, I don't have your best interest in mind. You do yourself. You are the best judge of character for yourself, Hinako, not me. No one is. If that's the final message that we're getting, then that's perfect. That's so true. No one can tell you who you are other than yourself. No one defines who we are but us. That was one of the notes I needed. What else did I need? Let's see. Things that I'm missing. Got that. Okay, there's one thing. And then after that, we have gotten everything from New Game Plus 2. And this thing's just something for upgrading yourself completely. So that's not super important, but it is if I want all the achievements, which I do. I'm achievement hunting today, baby. Oh wait, there was a staircase right here? Oops. It's time for the other part of this game that my computer hates. The battle gauntlet to our house.
Again? Stop trying to manipulate me.
Owie.
Choose to be. I'm moving forward.
Nope, don't want that. You know, another thing that kind of invalidates the whole toolkit thing is having one of these weapons after you've managed to grab it. You don't really need toolkits at all now. I can swap between this and just whatever weapons I find while I'm playing. Which again just comes down to managing your weapons well and being proficient with fighting things. Oh, have you guys been talking? Oh no, the thing broke. Hold on. This whole time the chat line broke and I haven't been able to keep up with what you guys are saying. Oops. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read through this. Yeah, the shrine system is good, yeah. You also played Frog Factions. Has it? For you guys, it's fine. For me, I was stuck on that thing that Masu posted because I guess after he made that giant text, he just sort of stuck chat there. I don't know why. Honkai Star Rail, Yakuza 4, Alyssa. I didn't play Alyssa yet. I wanted to play Alyssa, but I haven't been able to because we've been so busy playing other games. Is this game trying to kill me? Oh, is this game trying to kill me was fun. So if I had to pick top games for this year, Silent Left, Expedition 33, Look Outside. This isn't in any specific order. I'm gonna have to pick things that are older now. I really enjoyed playing Ghost Trick. I thought that was really fun. And then out of that list, I'd say The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I feel like my list is so small now. No, Masu, you go for platinums on like everything you play. That's not small. No, Zen, I wasn't too afraid to call you out. The list was not the list, but the chat was actually frozen in time. I couldn't see anything. I'm starting to think this Rinko might not be on the up and up. So from what I found out from our notes that we've gathered, Rinko isn't that bad. Still sucks, but isn't that bad. Convenient excuse. A convenient truth. Wait, no. We don't mention that here. Another difference between story and Lost in the Fog. This is the damage that story mode does to you when you get grabbed. I'd be on the verge of death now if I got grabbed on any other difficulty. Chocolate. Where is my super suit? Where's my spider? You are. Who doesn't push their friends down a flight of stairs? So my belief is that Rinko never actually pushed us down the stairs from that. That was just because you can see like all these flowers coming up and everything. And the game says that that makes it a new cutscene when it happens. So that means to me that there's some significance there that makes me think that Hinako just sort of fell. I do funk Rinko. Dang. I see we have some Rinko haters here. Which again is understandable. When a character makes you dislike them that strong, that's a good thing, because they might have been written that way at first. Some low-key Rinko simping Zyros. No. Like Hinako fell and Rinko didn't even flinch. Well, yeah. That I believe. The other thing though is that I don't think that any of the stuff that's going on in this segment is actually like happening in real life. I think this is all just in our head. It is more my thinking. But if I think anyone, I don't know, based on what I've read so far and seen in the game from our playthroughs, is a character that I don't particularly care for. Not in terms of like how they're written or anything, is Shu. The game did a thing where it was like, oh, look at this guy. Yeah, he just wants to be friends with Hinako. But then it's like, no, he didn't. What if it's all in your head? That's all in your head. Oh, it's a double?
Even the town?
It's in my head.
I need to hurry
Zombie.
home.
So the last note that I'm looking for should be here-ish, like around there. So we have to be very careful about where we're going if we want to find this. Be very, very careful, Zyros. I'm on the hunt. I want to say, big thing. I am very excited about Silent Hill 1 and probably 3 getting a remake now. Just because of how well the Silent Hill 2 remake did, and then how... It's hard for me to say. Like this one got very high reviews and everyone was praising it, but then...
Wait. This place
You
is
have...
still
Ow.
untouched?
Oh. You have people who are being very critical of this game just because they think that it's just like, oh, this is feminist woke hoo-ha.
Calm down.
When it's like, no,
It's just scared.
not really.
That's all. It's okay. No need to be afraid. You alright? That's a lot of blood. Gotta get you fixed up.
Thanks.
Are you alright? How dare it bite kids? Beat that thing to death!
Go on. Don't go getting lost here in town again.
I'm Kotoyuki. What's your name?
I'm Hinako. Shimizu Hinako.
What?
Oh, yes. I remember now.
Do you?
Why?
But why?
Why am I remembering this now?
And why not later? There's more notes added into the Rinko diary? Or entry? I think that Shu, Rinko, and I may be caught in a love triangle. If she weren't my partner, I think I'd be more ready to wholeheartedly support Rinko's love for him. Rinko was over the moon when she heard about Koriyuki's marriage proposal. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Her mortal enemy has disappeared from the battlefield of love after all. Aw, interesting. Sakuko made me promise that if either one of us was going to get a boyfriend, we'd have to do so at the same time. No exceptions. I honestly have no interest in that kind of thing, but I went ahead with it because she seemed so set on it. Sometime after that, rumors of Koriyuki asking for my hand in marriage spread all over town, and I can't even begin to tell you how horrible this turned out. It reached Sakuko, and now every time she sees me, she calls me a traitor this, traitor that. I really didn't want it to be this way. And that supports this all being in her head, because she sees that every time Sakuko talks to her, she's like, hey, traitor, what's up, traitor? And as someone that for the longest time, I had some friends that would always say, like, because I was going to go do something else, whenever we'd be playing games, and then I'd just be like, okay, well, I have to go and do this now. They'd say that I was ditching them. They did that for so long that I felt bad about playing games with anyone else. It got to that point, and it just got really uncomfortable for me to do anything else. And all I could imagine is them just complaining about saying that I'm ditching them. Even if they were joking, it became a thing where it was like, this feels bad in my head and I can't stop thinking about it. So I totally get that. I don't know. If you ever felt the same way, let me know. In fact, she was voiced by Nicholas Lung, known as for Dan Heng. Oh yeah, that's true, he is. We didn't click on this last time.
Dear, I want you to apologize to Hinako. If you don't get Hinako to forgive you, I won't let you see her off.
Interesting. Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, now that I'm older, I know that they were just kidding, but when you're that young and you hear your friends say stuff like that about you enough,
Go away.
it can get to you. Dang. The knife really is super strong, isn't it? Like, this is stronger than the katana. I just need to keep giving myself more sanity. Where's my water at? More water! I asked where my water at, and it's right here. Glug glug. Wait. Thank you. Chocolate. Interesting. Chocolate in there. Read that. Alright, what do you guys think? Do you think that the first aid kit heals more than 3 bandages? I kind of think that bandages heal more than the 3,
It's nothing but a
I mean, than
hive of
one first
monsters
aid kit. Oh, we got the last letter. Good morning, my handsome boy. Even if you find yourself poor of pocket, you must never let yourself become poor of heart. You mustn't forget that you have inherited your father's noble blood. You must study hard and learn to be a gentleman. Do not think of yourself as a little boy, for you are simply a tiny adult waiting to grow. There will come a day when your father shall require your help. Mark my words. I think there's one last achievement tied to this stuff that I need to get now. Brought one more again. Come on. After countering an attack, stamina will not be consumed for a set time. Oh, whoa. That's big. God damn. Ad plays. You gotta love ads. Hold on. Let me see. You're looking at achievements that I don't have again. Oh, I got everything that's tied to documents, meaning I got all the important-ish documents that the game considers. Heck yeah, we're almost there, guys. All the achievements now are tied to either boss fights or endings that I have to unlock. Yay! I mean, I think just collecting everything. Let's leave that knife there. We can get another knife when we're done with this
Leave me
fight.
alone! I'm not going to become one of you!
The knife is mightier than the sword. You know what? Why even have a sledgehammer at this point? Just take more knives. I've underestimated how good these things are. In my first playthrough, I didn't even pick one up. I was just like, ew, a little knife. How is this going to be strong? No, apparently this is like the best weapon in the game. Why bother with anything else? I'm weighing all of this into consideration while playing on story mode. I don't think this is actually a good idea, but I've committed. Now I'm stuck in that logic. Where does this path go? Oh. Hello.
Not much further. Partner.
Interesting that she still talks about... Oh, there we go. That's the last one we needed to upgrade everything. So I think that's for one of the endings. I'm supposed to offer something up there, but we're not doing that. We are not doing that because we want the ending that we are currently going for, which is using the unpurified sword, and nothing will stop me. Yeah, they can go that way. I don't think there's anything else I need to worry about gathering anymore either. Huh? Hooray! Okay. We can head to our house now. Hi. Oh. That's not nice. Ow. 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 I still hate this enemy. Least favorite enemy in the game. That would have killed me many times over. I don't think there's anything else I need now. Yeah, okay.
It's got my home too.